In the book, I played with and discarded various images for what was really going on in the relationship between religion and the family. And the one I finally came up with, or rather plagiarized, was the image of the double helix, the double helix of DNA that Watson and Crick discovered. Now, in plagiarizing that image, I don't pretend to know anything about science. All I know about the double helix is this. It's two spirals joined by rods, and each spiral needs the other spiral to reproduce. One side is only as strong as the other. And that's what I get into in applying this to the relationship between the church and the family. Because if you look at the periods of history where religion has been strong, and I can give an example of that that's actually in the lifetime of some people hearing these words, you see that this is a time when the family is strong. And what I have in mind is the great period of religious revival that happened after World War II. Most experts did not see that coming. Nobody expected that from the ashes of World War II, there would arise this phoenix of religious vibrancy. But this happened, Doug. It happened in the United States, but not only in the United States. It happened in places that are very secular today. In Australia, in Western Europe, in places like Denmark and Canada, there was a religious revival from 1945 up until the early 1960s. And in the book, I cite various historians who can give the numbers on all of this stuff. So my point in raising that is, okay, there was a big revival, but what else was going on during those same years? A much more studied phenomenon, right? The baby boom. You didn't have religious revival taking place in a vacuum. You had simultaneously a marriage boom and a baby boom in all of these same societies. So to me, this is a very powerful example of the point of the book, which is that there are things about living in families that encourage people to go to church, to be religious, and to bring their children to those institutions. There are things about living in families that incline people toward religiosity, and we can talk about those specific mechanisms if you like. But to me, the baby boom, an era of family boom and religious boom side by side, is proof that the double helix really exists.